Hey everybody, Omar here, the Knife Shark Guy, and I am back with another knife review for you today. And today we're going to be taking a look at the Spyderco Slysz Bowie by Marcin Swysz. Even though it's spelled S-L-Y-S-Z, it's actually pronounced Swysz, S-W-I-S-H. So let's take a look at this knife. Now this knife is now long since been discontinued. You can find this knife on eBay selling for about $500, which is what this video is all about. What I want to do real quickly is I just want to go over the details of the knife as quickly as I can. And then I want to give you my opinion as to why I think it's so expensive. So let's go ahead and get right into it. First off, let's do some size comparisons. Let's put it up against the ZT-801 Blackwash. Okay. And how about my new fun toy, the Spyderco Advocate? How about we put it up against the beefy Zero Tolerance 0456 Blackwash knife? And finally, let's go ahead and put it up against a smaller knife so you can see the actual how big the knife really is. This is the ZT-0900. So as you can see, it's sort of a medium, on the borderline of being like a medium to a large knife, but actually it's a medium-sized knife. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the details on the knife. First off, take a look at the knife itself. You can see my face in it. It's polished. The knife, the blade itself is highly polished. That takes serious machining, and that costs a lot of money to do that process. And it is mirror polished on both sides. There's my face again on the other side. Also, why don't we go and take a look at the maker's mark on there? It's milled. You know, it's not laser etched. It's actually milled in there. Milled. You can actually feel it with your fingers. The raised marking on that. Same thing with the Spyderco. The Spyderco mark right there, that's also milled onto the knife, as you can see. And if we take a look at the top of the knife itself, it's crowned, guys. Have you ever seen that on a production model? Not too many. I've seen the crowned look maybe only on a Chris Reeve Sebenza, but never on any other production model before. I may be wrong, and you guys may want to correct me on that, but I've never seen it on a production model. Not only is it crowned, but take a look at it. It's crowned and flat at the same time. So here we have it crowned up top, and then it becomes flat over here. So when you grip it, you can feel it. And the reason for it being crowned is in case you need to push down on something. You won't hurt your hand when you do that because it's nice and crowned. That's what the crowning effect is for, in case you need to push down on that blade for something where you have to maybe push down and slice into something hard. Take a look at the Spyderco hole in there. It's not sharp. Usually Spyderco holes, they're sharp edges all around. It actually kind of hurts in there. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Take a look at my Spyderco Advocate. See that? It's not round. It's actually sharp in there. But with the Spyderco Slysz Bowie, they decided to round that out, make that nice and smooth. Speaking of another area where they made it nice and round and smooth, take a look at the lanyard hole, folks. Usually to create that smoothness, there's a little cylinder inside the knife to create that round smoothness. But in this case, they just basically smoothed it from the 2 slabs of titanium all the way through this black G10, nice and smooth. That takes serious machining as well, just to do that process. So as you can tell, there's a lot of attention to detail here. Take a look at the handle. There's another thing. Look at the handle. It's smooth, and it's stone-washed. I've never seen it smooth and stone-washed like that, and the feel on this is good. And it doesn't feel like it's going to slip out of your hand, if you're wondering that. I've actually used this for semi-heavy tasks. I didn't have it or have it feel like it would slip out of my hand. I just didn't have a problem with that. This knife was also probably one of the first knives, production model, first series of knives, excuse me, to show the relief cut on the outside of the knife. Usually you find that relief cut on the inside of the knife. And that's to give it a direct force vector when you're holding it. So if the blade won't close down on you, I got that from Michael Janisch. I can't say I did research on that, folks. But it allows you to keep the hand, you know, it won't close up on you. Speaking of which, the knife does not have any blade play whatsoever. So even though that's basic, I thought it was still important to mention that. Another detail is that this is a phosphor bronze washer knife, folks. Phosphor bronze washers. I don't know if they're special washers, but it feels like they are. Because this thing is as smooth as any KBT ball bearing system knife I've ever used. I mean, this thing is very smooth. It's got a nice deep pocket clip, the most popular Spyderco pocket clip. Not too attractive, but it does the job, and it is deep carry. And then again, the G10 backspacer there. So there's a lot of attention to detail. The steel on the knife is not even a super steel. I need to make sure that's clear to you guys. It's just CTS HXP, which is a upgrade of D2, which does not have stainless properties. CTS HXP does have stainless properties. It's also a knife that is very difficult to sharpen. So there you have it. That is why the knife is going for $500 on eBay. All of the attention to detail that went into creating this knife, all the money went into the details of creating the knife. They could have probably taken some of that. Normally what they would do is they would take some of the attention to detail out of making the knife and put it into the steel. You know, that's probably what would have happened to this knife if they didn't create this piece. They probably would have slapped on, I don't know, maybe an M390 CB20 steel on it, or CTS 204P on there, and then maybe paid a little less attention to the details. You wouldn't get a high mirror polish on there. Forget about getting the crowning. You wouldn't get any of that because that process itself takes serious machining and it costs a lot of money. So that's where all your money's going in this. So the reason for this knife being made is my opinion, okay? I think this knife was made to give people the feel of a true custom without it being a custom. And that's what they did here successfully. So there you have it. The Spyderco Slysz Bowie, overly detailed with good premium steel, in collaboration with Marcin Swysz and Spyderco. So there you guys go. I don't know. Do I think this knife is worth $500? No, I don't. But do I think the knife is worth having? Yes, I do. If you guys, unfortunately, like I said, the knife is discontinued. It's running on eBay for $500. I wouldn't suggest you pay that much, but if you can find one by some sort of miracle, someone's actually selling it for its regular MSRP, which I believe at the time is right around $270 to $325 at the time. Yeah, definitely pick it up. It's a knife worth having, especially if you're a collector and you can't afford to get your customs. I definitely consider getting this piece just to kind of feel up the hunger for not being able to afford a custom. 'Cause to be honest with you guys, I don't even own a Sebenza yet. And a Sebenza is not a custom knife. That's just a well-made production knife by a well-made production, one-guy shop production company. But if you can't afford a Sebenza or a custom, go with this guy. I think you'll be very, very happy with it. I'm very happy with it. I don't even feel less cheated at the fact they didn't put on a super steel on it. You know, like I said, CTS HXP is really great steel. So there you have it, the Spyderco Slysz Bowie. If you like this video, you like what I do, please click down at the bottom. Like and subscribe and share. And I really do hope that you start leaving some comments because I really want to hear from you guys. I also want to celebrate that I have 63 subscribers currently, so I really do appreciate that. I want to give some shout outs to the Knife Beater, Mr. Sharp, and Dr. Frunky, and Wavester64, and all my friends at iKnife Collector. Thanks again for all your support. I hope to hear from you guys soon. Maybe leave some comments. down at the bottom. So this is Omar signing off, the Knife Shark Guy, hoping you will find happiness in your next piece of sharp art.